Lesson 10, color correction. What we're going to do today is again revisit the use of alpha channels to take a piece of video and separate various pieces of it and then perform some color correction on it. So lesson 10 is the folder that you should copy from the shared swap. We're going to rename this folder, again using the proper naming protocol, BRTF 1265. And we'll call this L10 because it's a lesson. And attach a name to it. Inside that folder, you'll notice there's a missing folder. Assets End Project Sample Movie. That's right, there is no finished project folder for some reason. But we have to create this every time anyways, so we're just going to go File, New Folder, and we'll call it Finished, spell it properly, Project. So there we go. Those are the folders. So again, we'll go over the workflow assets. There's currently 2 assets in there. Those are the files that we're going to use in this project. So remember, whenever you start a project, you want to make sure that you move any files you're planning on using into the assets folder first before you import it. Because remember, you're not importing anything. All you're doing is creating a file path or a link. So those are the 2 files that we need today. End project, there is a AEP file in there, but we're not going to use it. Finished project, nothing, because we just created that. And then there is a sample movie, but we're not even going to bother with that because we're going to create our own project. And so we'll just go ahead and we'll close up these folders for now. And, we start the whole process. Okay, so make sure you're following this workflow. When you hand in your assignments, you're not handing this in. This is a lesson. When I call it a project or an assignment, you hand that and you hand your whole master folder in. I don't just want an AEP file. I can't do anything with an AEP file. If I don't have all the other workflow, there's nothing for me to mark. So make sure I'm getting all your workflow properly segmented, properly labeled into the folders. And remember, you can't change the name of the master folder once you've started the project, because that folder name is part of that file path. And if that's gone, so is all your links, which means all your media is offline. And there's no real easy way to reconnect media. It's like you have to go back and re-import everything, create a file path, and replace it on the timeline. And that almost takes as much time as starting all over again, to be honest with you. So you want to try to avoid that at all costs. Okay. So, and again, when you fire up After Effects, once you've got this set up, remember to hold down the Command, Option, and Shift keys when you're launching After Effects, because you want it to start up in default settings preferences. If you do it right, Command, Option, Shift, when you're launching it from the dock, you should see this prompt. If you don't see this prompt, then you didn't do it right. You don't have to do this. I recommend you do this simply because if you're learning After Effects, depending on who's using it last, any changes they make to the interface are going to appear. And it could, stuff just isn't where you expect it to be, and that can be confusing. And Lord knows you don't need to confuse yourself any more than this project up and begin the process, if you will.